It's late. You've spent hours staring at a glowing screen, caught in a cycle of scrolling you can't seem to break. You feel physically exhausted, yet your mind remains restless. Many of us respond to this emptiness by working harder, chasing new goals, and optimizing every minute. Yet achieving that success often deepens the feeling that something essential is missing. Maintaining an identity for your parents, your peers, and your social feed requires a massive, constant expenditure of energy. Most of your daily fatigue stems from the weight of this performance. Pervasive anxiety and the chronic need for validation represent specific physiological signals. These behaviors are evidence of a complex internal structure designed for a version of you that doesn't feel entirely real. This disconnect suggests that the personality you consider to be you may be a sophisticated construction, a layer of conditioning masking a different reality. Living a life that feels slightly alien is the byproduct of a brain that was trained to prioritize social persona over individual authenticity. To understand why, we have to look at the biology of survival. In early childhood, you existed as pure awareness. At that stage, you had no mask to maintain and no specific image to protect. However, the human brain functions as a prediction machine. Its primary directive is physical and social survival, regardless of your personal happiness. Your brain quickly learned which behaviors triggered rejection and which ones secured safety. If suppressing your emotions kept the peace, or if perfectionism earned you approval, your brain cataloged those tactics as vital for your continued existence. As these behaviors are rewarded, the brain builds physical infrastructure, linking isolated neurons into functional pathways. Because the brain values biological efficiency, these repeated signals cause the pathways to thicken and harden. The brain reinforces these entrenched loops, even when they become the source of your adult suffering. This automation officially births the false self. Much of what you call your personality is actually an ancient survival program running on autopilot. The moment you attempt to break these patterns by setting a boundary or dropping the need for approval, you trigger an immediate internal crisis. This resistance is caused by a phenomenon known as prediction error. It explains why acting authentically often feels physically terrifying. When you alter your behavior, you break the brain's expected pattern. Your nervous system registers this deviation as a threat, shown by the violent interruption in this neural signal. To force you back into the familiar route, the brain generates high-intensity anxiety. Retreating into old, painful habits is a successful biological surrender. Your brain is simply prioritizing the safety of the known over the perceived danger of change. Conscious awareness introduces a physical pause into the brain's circuitry. This creates space between a stimulus and your automatic response. This process utilizes neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to physically reshape itself throughout your life based on where you direct your attention. By noticing an automatic urge, such as the fear of being judged, and choosing not to act on it, you begin to rewrite your internal code. Every time you observe an urge without obeying it, you starve the old neural pathway of the reinforcement it needs to survive. Over time, that connection physically degrades, as shown here, while a new route begins to form. You are the programmer of this system. By observing the survival program rather than identifying with it, you reclaim the ability to change the brain's architecture. Real transformation involves removing everything that was never yours. It is a process of stripping away the layers of conditioning you used to survive. As the biological war between the false and true self ends, your mental noise decreases. Clarity and peace emerge as natural side effects of this internal alignment. Awakening is the act of remembering who you were before the world programmed you to survive. It is the moment you finally meet yourself.
If this video added value in your life, please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to Mind Reprogramming.